Hey residents of Meepletown, today we are fruit tree farmers in North Africa. We're going to be growing crops, we're going to be gathering those crops, we're going to be selling them in the villages, on the hillside. All of that we're going to be doing in Alpujarras.
Whoa.
Alpujarras.
Oh crap. Whoops.
And the box is upside down.
All right, Meepletown, we have Alpujarras set up, and we are ready to play. You ready to go?
I just slapped my face and I'm hurting right now.
Yeah, he slapped his face and he's hurting.
Get pumped up is what I did, and then it hurt.
All right, well, we did do an entire video of this and played the game wrong. And so we're now reshooting the entire thing. How about that?
After we've played the game multiple times.
It was so dumb. I know. I mean,
the correct way.
Yeah, it was just like we got up this morning and said, hey, let's play this game again entirely incorrectly.
That's right.
We left out the die here. Anyways, I guess it's more funny for us than you because you didn't see that. In this game, we are going to be going around this large rondel, and hey, I'm always down for a rondel, huh?
Yeah.
Simply moving our mule for whoever's behind on the rondel, that's going to be their turn. They're going to go around. We're going to be placing farmers out to the various regions. When we place farmers out, we'll get crops. Where those farmers are, we may irrigate in these areas. Also, another very important piece is the goals that we're going to be fulfilling. Do you want to, or attempting to fulfill? Do you want to talk about those real quick?
Yeah, so I'll quickly go over these. This one allows you to get 5 of the Durham if you've sold in 4 different villages.
And I'll talk about the selling in a second.
Yeah, if you sold in 4 different villages around the board. This one, if you've if you gather 3 different crops. What am I trying to say? If you sell 3 different crops, there we go, and you gather these tokens is what I was getting at. So 3 different ones. This one, it's similar to this, except it's the value on it. So if I sell 2, 3, 4, and 5 crops, it doesn't matter if they're the same or different on that one. This one, you have to have 3 farmers on the same farm, and then this last one is just having one of each of the different crops in your supply.
That is correct. And man, we are just at a loss for words all of a sudden. During the market phase, which is right here, during the reaping phase is when you can complete one of these contracts. But during the market, if you have a farmer in an area, you can sell. So if I have 3 grapes and a farmer here, I will move them into the town, which is what Dean was talking about there, and I will take this token. This game is all about the Durhams, which is the currency. Whoever has the most at the end of the game wins. When you're fulfilling these markets, it's going to be 1 less Durham than the amount of fruit that you are trading in. Ready to play?
Let's do this.
So let's
Orange, you glad we're starting
No!
the game?
No! Last video, I had all the puns. It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
And I was ready to tell all of them again, and he just stole it.
I'm just like cherry picking these jokes.
No! No!
All right, you can have another one.
Oh, man.
I'm sure your jokes are going to be great.
You just stole them all.
All of them.
Literally just took all the jokes.
You have to work.
I was going to hand this to you to let you roll it, but you know what? Not anymore. So this die is in a 2-player game.
That's
only.
right.
So all it's going to do is block spots. So 1, 2, 3. That was a really good spot too.
That was a good spot.
And I'm going to go first, and I don't care what you think. How about that?
Well, that's fine because you're in the next spot anyway. So you are supposed to go next.
Well, I could have shaken and dropped it out in front of the peoples.
That's true. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings about those crop jokes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, they were so good, and now they're not. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to place 2 farmers out on the board and take a Noria. These can be traded in, did we say that yet? For extra actions, putting farmers out on the board, getting Durhams, switching up fruit, doing some different things like that.
Yeah.
And they can be played at any point in the game. You can never have more than 5 of the same thing, including Noria. So you can't have more than 5 oranges, so forth and so on. So I'm looking here on the board. I'm thinking about the way I'm going to fulfill these. And I wouldn't say all these things out loud normally if Dean and I were playing, but just to kind of give you an idea strategically, I'm looking at this, knowing that I can fulfill a 2 pretty quick, probably. And so I'm looking at which 2s are out on the board, and are they going to be easy to fulfill? And I'm immediately going to place here because I can take an orange. So whenever I place my farmer, I take one of the crops that's growing there, and so I'll be 1 step closer to completing that one. Also, if I sell to this first, then I'm going to get this little token of goods. Then it will flip over and it'll be a little bit less valuable. Then it will go off the board. So I kind of wouldn't mind having some Noria to get some extra actions. So I'm liking that. And then I think I am going to do a curveball. I'm not even going to play it like I did last time. How about that?
Yeah.
You care?
No, I don't care what
you want me to script my moves? We don't do that in Meepletown.
Hey, that was my spot.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding.
How about that? I'm going to go there, excuse me, this time to go ahead and just grab another orange. Why not?
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. You all right there?
That's what I get. So I can do that unless he does it first.
I will. Yeah, I'm going to go here. This is, it did mess me up, John. I don't appreciate that. I will go here.
You had your strategy planned.
That's right, I did. And I will take a... I'll go off script as well. I don't think I went there at first. I'm going to take a grape here.
I should have gone there.
I'm going to go over here.
Dang it. That was not what I should have done.
I will take a...
Okay.
This is where my decision becomes a little bit more challenging. I think what I'm going to do is take a... Oh, boy. Let's see. Lemon, cherry... I'll do this. I'm going to go ahead and just take a cherry, which doesn't help me in the short term.
Just cherry picked that.
That's right. Doesn't
work whenever it's already been set.
Doesn't help me in the short term of what John's, what he's looking at doing is selling here. The cherries are going to help me because I'm thinking also long term. Both of us want this goal. We can both get it as well.
Because 5 dirhams is the most. That one and this one would be nice.
That's right.
At least to get one of those. If you don't get them, though, when life gives you lemons, you can still make lemonade. I just wanted to make sure I said that. I mean, that wasn't really a great one, but
that's a good one.
I thought he was going to steal that too.
It's not as good as the ones that I made.
Yeah. Well, how about this one? Whenever you made all those moves, you're kind of an apple.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Like a sour apple?
I got you.
I know what you're going for. All right, I'm gonna go. Whoa! I think what I really want is this spot here, and I can't let John take that, which he's gonna jump ahead and take that. The problem is, yeah, I can't let him just take that Noria. So I'm going to do that, and then I will place a irrigation piece down here. Now, how this works is
whenever you took
follow.
all my puns, it was really irrigating to me.
So you made that joke too, and I didn't steal that one.
You were going to.
I'm going to place this irrigation tile here. You have to connect to a water piece whenever you do that. If it is the one that is the one that forks off like that, you're going to draw a random tile from the bag, place it here, and when I do that, because I have a farmer there, I'm going to take a grape.
And if you didn't have a farmer in that region, you wouldn't get to take it.
Yep, and that is actually really helpful that I drew a grape, because now I have enough to sell, at least for a 2 there. Maybe before we make it to the market, I'll be able to sell another one. And then as a result of that, I'm going to get to take a Noria, because this connects to the green and the purple farm, and as long as I have farmers in those locations, whichever farm has the least amount of farmers of mine, I get to take a Noria per farmer.
Yep.
So as an example, if I had 2 farmers here, 2 farmers here, I'd be able to take 2 of these Noria tokens.
That's right. So I'd like to irrigate. I wouldn't mind it. The thing I don't have is 2 next to each other like Dean does. But I really want this spot.
Yep.
And if I go here, I run the risk. I could roll a 2 or a 3. I could just risk it and just hope that it doesn't get rolled a 1.
You could. Yep. I consider the exact same thing, because I did not want that to happen, to be able to lose a spot that I really wanted.
Because here's the problem. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this, actually. And here's why. This allows you to get 3 fruit of any type, which is amazing. But if I go here, then I'm not going to get to place another farmer before we go to the market phase and get any. Of course, I'm just getting goods, but I think I'm just going to risk it. I think it's, at the moment, worth it. I don't like about the Noria thing, but whatever. So I am going to place, so I'm not going to get any Noria for doing this. I'm going to place this irrigation here.
Yeah. You will get the resource, which is really beneficial. Could be.
Could be. I mean, no matter what, it's good.
Come on, orange. Look at there.
Wow.
Not that orange is not bad for you.
I don't need any more oranges.
But you can sell a 4 orange here, and that's the only place
I might
to
do that. Who knows?
I'm going to roll the die, because I'm hoping to get a 1. So that John doesn't get it. Oh, it was right there, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, which was bad. That is not what I wanted to happen.
That's interesting, though.
It does change things, doesn't it?
A lot. Really changes things up.
That's you.
I feel really bad about the Apple comment that I made towards you.
You should.
I mean, it was a joke, but you are one of my really good friends, and I love you.
You can't take it back.
I would never call you that.
You did. You literally did.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this.
Wow. This is quite interesting because here would get me really, I could get really close to fulfilling that. But I can't put a farmer on the board. I just got to do that, I think. I think I've
so
just
too.
got to do that.
That's
I'm going to take a lemon. Right? Isn't that my plan? Yeah. A lemon, a cherry, and an apple. Hey, how about this? You are the apple of my eye.
There we go. That made up for
That
it.
was a lot nicer. That's what I should have said. I'm going to go home and beat myself up for saying that.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to edit this, so you could just edit it out.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't make sense, though, because you're referencing it a lot. That's me, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You got your resources. I'm going to move up here. No question. I need to be able to take that so that I can place one of my farmers. My problem is, like every turn you take in this game, is I don't know what to do. I don't know where I should be placing. Now, we are going to the market. I need to be able to sell, and I know that. So I know that I really do need to take a grape is what I need to take. Where can I get that is the question. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. Now that we have a grape in this spot. No, I'll go here. I'm going to go here to take the grape from this spot. The reason why I thought about placing over here is because there's a majority aspect when you get to the reaping, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yep.
But the reason why I ended up settling here is because when you sell, you're actually going to lose your farmer to the town, and I want to make sure that I still at least have presence there. So
That's
it's
right.
back over to John.
Like Santa Claus.
I do have 3 Noria now that I can use one of those, and so, but I'll hold off and I'll consider using that here in a little bit.
Okay, so I sell first, and again, what Dean said, we'll be moving people into the town. The interesting thing is that I wanted to sell 2 oranges for that purpose. I've got a spot over here and a spot over here. I could just take this but Dean really can't sell there, like just to be mean to Dean if I wanted to. Really what's in my mind is, do I want to move a worker and get a Noria, or do I want 2 Noria?
Yeah.
And I don't really want to move a worker right now. I don't have farmer right now. So, I mean, if I do, I'm going to get the resource. So it's not bad. Yeah, I could do that. But 2 Noria is really nice as well. Also, I won't be competing, because if he takes that, that's a really interesting decision. It's really not that huge of a deal. I think I am going to take this one. I'm going to trade in my 2 oranges. And I'm going to get this, which means I get another Noria. And I'm going to move my farmer over here, which then means I get another resource. And I'm going to take another... Hold up. Yep. So I've got all, but what am I missing? Why can I not simply say
Grape.
what
You
I'm
don't have a
missing?
grape.
Yeah, that's why I did that. Okay.
But you still have time to get that. We've got a few spots that you almost would
But
definitely...
it comes
take
pretty
that.
quick, though, like it
Yeah.
really does, because you may only get one spot between these reaping and harvesting, marketing,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So,
That's very true.
alrighty.
I will sell to the only place that I can sell and purposefully set myself up that way, but I'm going to trade in these 3 grapes. And I didn't love selling here.
I totally
because-
screwed that up.
What's that?
I totally screwed that up. Sorry, this guy needed to go to market, so I had to do that.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
right. Yeah. There we go. Glad you fixed that.
So he's gone. He's not a farmer now. It doesn't count for area majority or anything.
That's right.
So those are interesting calls, too.
Mm-hmm. I'm selling 3 grapes. This guy's going to go to the town. My bonus is the 2 Durham. That's the part that I wasn't just super pumped about. I would have
2
rather...
Durham's a lot of points, though.
It is, but early in the game, I'd much rather have things like Noria. Especially because if I get these 2, I would be able to trade those 5 in. So time to roll the die. See what happens.
A oneer.
1. That's actually probably the better spot for it to land on. And it is
Yeah,
John's
kind of.
decision.
I kind of wanted a Noria since you have 2 right now. And you took a 3, but I think you're going to go for the 2 eventually as well. Okay. Wow.
But that does change things, because now John can easily skip ahead, and if I go here, normally if I go here, I'd be able to just, take the next action and take the next spot. But the die might mess that up. So you can go anywhere you want in it.
That's right. The interesting thing is I don't have a lot of farmers that I'm like super like, I'd really like to move people around. Though it is beneficial because you get resources. Here, irrigating is nice. I could do that and set that up to get a Noria. I think that's probably the right move, but then we're going to be tied here. Because I'm thinking of like what Dean said, area majority. At the end, when we get to the reaping, whoever has, on your turn, if you have the area majority in any of the spots in a 2-player game, just straight up you have to have the most, no ties. Then you get whatever the reaping reward is. So you reap a reward, a benefit from it. How about that? It's the fruit of your reapings. This basically is Hunger Games, the board game. It is.
There's an expansion with a cornucopia in the middle. We set the cornucopia up and everybody rushes, grabs weapons, and takes each other out.
Oh.
What are you doing right now?
I'm setting the cornucopia up. Not even kidding. I would probably play that for a minute if I was by myself.
I mean, Stephen, you looking for some ideas? We've got lots of ideas.
Man, for days.
Do we have good ideas? We have lots of ideas.
Yeah, I would say mediocre. Would you rather have? I would say mediocre.
One good idea or a lot of not great ideas?
Okay, I'm going to go here. Yeah.
It's a risk, huh?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to place a farmer over here. I am now thinking of what I'm going to look to do next. And I think, again, I wouldn't tell anyone, but I'm thinking I'm just going to kind of step it up 2, 3, 4, 5. The danger to 2, 3, 4, 5 is there's only 2 5s on the board. Yeah. So if Dean takes this one and then takes that one, then it eliminates me from getting that. But at the moment, that's going to be my strategy, just to go ahead and have 3 ready because there's a market day that's about to come.
Yep.
And I got to get another lemon. So because that's there, I'm going to do that. Then I have another interesting decision. Do I need some more fruit? Oh, I can't do that, right? That's right. Sorry. Ooh, that's tough. No, there is orange in there. Okay, that counts as either.
There's this. You can do that one.
Yeah. That's true.
And you do have one in each.
Yeah, but a tough decision is I could get a Durham because he's kind of jumped in that lead, but I think like he wanted to do, I think I just got to keep racking up fruit right now.
Yeah.
Play a little safe, and I will get a Noria for placing there because I have a farmer here and a farmer there. So right now I could spend all 3 before the reaping to place another farmer, and I might, but I don't have to right now. Yeah. So how about that? Orange. Okay. Probably the last thing I wanted was another orange.
This is
Not probably. Absolutely.
I really don't like the position I'm in. I want to risk it. I want to risk it.
Never mind, it's fine.
And go here with the possibility of being able to get 2 actions. I think I wouldn't. But if the problem is if I don't get this, that means I don't get any of these bonuses. And these bonuses can be important. So I think what I'm going to do is I will skip ahead of that spot right there. I'm going to take one of my farmers and place it. Let's see. We got a little time before I need to sell anything. But being able to build up and get those cherries could be helpful. So I think what I'll do
Cheerio.
I'm going to place this here, and I'm going to take a cherry.
Best board game of all time. Hi-Ho Cheerio. Remember that game?
Is that right?
Do you remember that game?
No idea what you're talking about.
You've never played Hi-Ho?
I'm kidding.
Oh my God. I was about to get angry. Did you sense the anger?
I'm going to move this
I was about to flip this table.
over here, and then I will take another cherry. Then I will place, I'm going to spend my 3 Noria. If you spend 3 Noria, you get to place a farmer out there. I'm going to spend 3 Noria and to place this guy here, and then I will take another cherry.
Wow.
So I'm still 1 short of being able to have 5 for whenever that comes, but I'm trying to set myself up. Surely I can get 1 on one of those actions.
See, I think he's trying to take both of those 5s, which is smart.
You think so?
I just rolled a 3 if that was
I have none apples.
So this jumps over mules, and it also jumps over these market or reaping spaces. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going over here. Now, the mules, you always have to wait in the reaping place, of course, like anything else. but you're going to put it to the furthest left. I didn't say that before, but it's in case you forget who was there first. 2-player game, probably not that hard to forget. I mean, probably would be hard to forget, but okay. So here we go. It's reaping time. I have the majority here, so I get another orange.
Reaping time.
I have the most. So I'm going to grab another lemon. I used to love Closing Time, that song.
Oh, yeah, everybody did.
I mean, that song was absolutely...
You think there's still businesses out there that play that every... Like Friday?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think so, too.
They do at The Office.
On The Office?
Yeah, Andy implemented it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you think that there's actual business
But he's not the
there?
boss anymore, though. Yeah, that's an actual business.
I'm going to start doing that in my office.
Dunder Mifflin is a real business. I believe it. All right, I am going to also be able to fulfill a goal, and while I have all 5, I'm going to take it and run with it. So I finally get some Durhams besides the market one.
Which is why I really had to set myself up. I wasn't super excited about spending my Noria, but I really didn't have any choice.
I thought about it too, to like move up here and grab like whatever it is, the cherry.
Yeah.
But I like the 2 Durhams that I can get if I can save up.
That's true. So I have the majority here, I've got the apple, and I'm going to take the grape there. And then the only one that I can claim then will be this one of having 3 farmers on the same farm. And I'll go ahead and take my 3. Durham giving me the lead. Let's quit. And I win the game.
We are going to stop.
We are going to stop. We wanted to give you an idea of how the gameplay plays. You're going to go to the end of the board. You're going to keep doing the same thing. So we just want to give you an idea of a full round. But John, tell people how... the end of it differs.
Yeah, so you are going to have these market things, and you're going to do market harvest over the course of the game. But at the very end of the game, you're going to get to do is up to 3 if you can perform them. So you can do another market here at the end of the game. You can also, on top of that, fulfill another goal if you can do that. And then what's pretty important is, depending on where you get to place your farmer, you're going to either trade in all the rest of your goods 3-to-1, 4-to-1, or 5-to-1, which in a game like this, that can be a really tight game from our experience, which I like a lot. That spot can be pretty important in the game.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Definitely can. That's, after the game, I'll be the winner, and then you pack it up and put it away.
How about that?
All right. Let's talk about the art and components. All right. Let's talk about the art and components.
Okay.
Stephen Games often puts a lot of really cool components in a small box for not a large price. Is this the same case?
I just don't understand how he can do it every time for such a good price.
Yeah.
Like the games from last year when he came out with, like I've seen them for under $20. And they have such quality components, and I'm just like, how do you just have such a good deal on your games?
We don't know.
Look at these things.
This one, though. This one could be $100. We don't know that.
That's true. That's not true. It could not be $100. That is not the way it works. All right, look at those things, though.
Yeah.
They're huge. They're chunky. I mean, incredible. Now, this is a prototype.
It is.
Officially a prototype.
Typically, when we do Steve Finn Kickstarter previews, this is more or less the final production. I mean,
it's really close. It's more than a lot of other people whenever we get them.
Yeah, but you're going to get lots of custom meeples, even for the people. You don't just have regular meeples, which I'm sure would be cheaper if I had to guess. You get these mules, which are really cool looking. I don't have any complaints about that. I mean, I would say, like, if you really wanted to, you could use, fruit pieces. You could use like gummy. What are those fruit? What am I saying?
I don't know. What's your fruit snacks?
Fruit snacks. You could use fruit snacks. You can do that anyway. Maybe you can just like put these away and play fruit snacks and eat them.
I'm waiting for him to come up with a game where you scratch and sniff. How about that?
That would be really cool. All right. In all seriousness, though, I don't have a whole lot of complaints. I do have one thing that could be a complaint for somebody. I tend to not fall in that category.
Possibly, maybe.
The board is really bright, and you have these places on the board for your crops, and you need to be able to see those pretty easily. But it can be busy because of the brightness on there. Some people might prefer it. It kind of, in some ways, gives me the feel a little bit of like the new version of Castles of Burgundy. How you might want to have had more muted colors for the farms. That's not been an issue for us, but I could see somebody looking at it saying, that's too busy. I wish those would have been a little more muted, and these were a little brighter so they stick out a little bit more. Again, not a complaint that we've run into, but I could see that.
Sure, that's valid, I guess. I think the art's fantastic. I mean, look at that box. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, that's really great.
Me a little bit straighter there. And I like the board art. I have nothing to complain about this.
Okay.
Like, if I wanted to, I'm not even going to try to nitpick some random...
You wouldn't have rather had fruit snacks in the box? You okay with those wooden, awesome, amazing looking...
Do you think that fruit snacks ever go bad? I know they probably say...
I hope not.
Kids
are going to be really sick. All right. Talk about
Love
the
all
gameplay. Are you ready for the gameplay? Ready for it.
Let's do it.
Gameplay. This is your jam, John. You love Rondell games, so I'm going to let you start this off. What do you think?
Rondell.
By the way, caveat, if you've ever seen any of our Kickstarter previews, we don't give final thoughts or ratings when we do these. Know, that, again, that there are some things that could change from the time we do this video to the time it's actually released. But what we will do is educate you on how the game plays to give you an idea of maybe this is something you like. So we'll educate you on our thoughts. You like that?
It's not arrogant. We're going to educate you.
I mean, educating somebody is not an arrogant thing, right?
All my teachers.
We've played the game.
We're very
The viewer
arrogant.
may not have played the game. So we're going to educate you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Your mule is taking a drink. Just kind of fell over there. I don't know. You probably can't tell that on the
should
board.
be at the canal.
There you go. That's making me thirsty. You're making me hungry and thirsty,
You
Dean.
can see it on camera anyway.
I love rondelles. I really do. And I think the rondelle works great in this game. I like the way that you, of course, in a two-player game, if you didn't have the die, it wouldn't be that exciting because we have played half of the game without the die and went, the rondelle is fine, but this adds so much. You have to have this in a two-player game because you have to have that other element of another player instead of just everyone going 1-2, 1-2, roughly, not exactly. So I really do like that. It's really, really neat. I also like the area majority decisions that you're making for the reaping and different things like that, because it can really be not only the area majority but the marketplace. And I like the way that positioning your farmers is just so important because there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not like super, crunchy or whatever, but you're thinking, hey, I kind of would like to have area majority. Also, I do need to sell, at some point. So maybe I do that. But also when I place it, I'm going to get one of those, goods. Hey, if I sell to the market first, then I'm going to, get that. And there's, I don't know. I think it's really, I really like those decisions of putting those farmers down and thinking through all that. I also like, and then I'll also view how you have these goal cards. And so you're like having to plan. You're constantly like forward planning, I think, in this game. I'm going to get this to get this, then I need to fulfill that. But then your opponents can mess it up if they, jump and take this one that you really, really wanted. So, but I think that's cool.
You took all the good stuff.
Oh, really?
Nothing to say.
Oh, dang it. I'm sorry.
I've got nothing
man.
to say now.
Video over.
It's a cool game. It is. I'll overlap some of that, but there's just that tightness of the rondelle. I think is tight. I think it's good. I really enjoy how all of that plays out. I like that there's more than one way to get resources though, instead of just placing your farmers or building the canals and things like that. Because it is tight. It could be really frustrating to think, wow, you took the only spot that's worth it, but actually all of them are beneficial. Some might seem a little bit less beneficial, like just gaining a fruit only gives you a fruit, but it lets you take whatever fruit that you want. But you might think, well, if I place 2 farmers there, then I'll be able to get fruits that I want and be able to help out with the area majority. So I like that piece of it because there's so much to think about in such a small spot. You know what I mean? Like you only get maybe even one move.
The stuff comes
per
fast.
line. From me leaving here. Like when I left here, I might only have an option to take one of these spots.
Yeah.
And it's possible that, let's say I was able to take here and John's, let's see, I'm like right here and I risk it. Sorry, whatever I was saying.
You had it absolutely
there we go.
correct.
So if I'm like right here, John goes, let's say John jumps up here. Now, do I want to take this spot? Probably, but I also might want to take this spot first because it lets me come out of the gate before John does. And
you might have one of these you're competing with someone.
That's right. That's right. And competing for these. There's lots of things that you can be competing for. And I like that. It ends up being tense kind of the whole way around the board because of that, which is what I like. I like tenseness in games that makes you feel like everything that I do is going to matter. And
then whenever you're thinking about all this farmer stuff, you're also like, hey, I can do irrigation. But if I got to have a farmer in one of the sides. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I do the irrigation, I'd love to have, several farmers on each side of that so that I can get the Noria. And so it's just a really fun game.
It is. Now I will say, kind of a negative. It's not a negative. It's a something to be concerned about, I guess. This is, I would say, for Stephen Games. If you're used to playing a lot of his games, I would kind of put them in this like thinkier. They're not filler games necessarily, but they're not like really long, grandiose games.
I would call them thinky
fillers.
I might put them in that category. I mean, that's me personally.
This one is on the longer side of
Yes.
any of those that we've played, I think. Maybe Cosmic Run might be in that category that's a little bit longer too. But I would say, you can play a 2-player game in about 45 minutes, I think is
yeah, the box says 45 to 60 minutes. I think, 45 minutes.
But you'll play longer games
maybe
than that.
more than that, yeah.
But some of that can feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again if you're doing that for 60 minutes. That wasn't really my experience because, again, there's so much to be accomplishing out here, and that might be a long time, but there's not that many spaces that you're going to take to be able to get to that point.
Yeah, because absolutely. You're constant. I mean, it's tight. Like, it's hard. We're about to go market, reaping, market, reap, and so you have sometimes 2 moves, oftentimes, before you do the market phase. So how can I figure out how to get these, fruits and all that kind of stuff to make that work? And I agree with you though on that element of it. Like, that's the only sort of concern. This is. I'm going to go into my final thoughts. So
okay. All right.
This is one of my favorite Steve Finn games. Absolutely is. I really enjoy this game. But to finish that last thought, a lot of his games I really like because, man, I can play like the Whatnot cabinet in 15 minutes, or I can play, something, and I can play it really quick. This feels to me like one of his most board game, like full-on, not like filler, board game experience, like Cosmic Run, Regeneration, or whatever. But this, I like this one better than that for sure. I like that game, but this is really, really good. So it's not the game I can just super pull out and go really, really fast, but that's the only complaint to an absolutely great game.
Which is funny because, I think for a lot of people,
I don't know if it's even a complaint to me. It's just something to think about.
I think people will actually like that.
Love
a
that
lot,
about it because it feels like one of his more
grandiose experiences. You're exactly right, and I think that for a lot of people is going to be a big selling point. Actually, for me, I really like this game as well. I don't know if it's not my favorite. I would say I've got some others that are my favorite. At some point, we're going to do a video of all Stephen games. It's not my favorite, but I still really like it. I like the tenseness. I like the fact that everything is important. Being able to sell every time that you can is important because there's not that many places to get Noria in the game. You can get them through the irrigation canals. And actually, if everyone else is avoiding it and you're doing a lot of that, you can get a lot of points that way.
Yeah.
And that will make up some of the difference of not being able to sell or, whatever. But I do think that you want to, as best you can, sell at every market. And I think at every reaping place, you want to be able to get these cards. And so that's a lot of tension because it's not easy to do these, especially these big 5-point ones. 3-point ones are a little bit easier, but I just think everything becomes so tense because you're trying to do all that.
It points you in that direction. It kind of reminds me of the goal cards in Bora Bora. Where you that you've got to fulfill these things.
Yeah.
And you're constantly thinking there is a big picture of how many points I can score with all these things, but then it narrows it down to, okay, I really want to fulfill this task and then that task, and you really want to. You want to do it every time, I think. I think you do too. I think it becomes really important. I've never tried a strategy of just saying, forget it, I don't care about the 3 points there. I'm going to get it. I mean, I guess you can get it in other ways. I'm going to go heavy on irrigation.
I don't think you can. I think you at least have to focus a little bit on
You do have to focus a little bit.
But I do like that there are other ways to get Durham throughout the game.
Yeah.
And that makes it more interesting in my opinion. So I really like this one as well. I think this one's a lot of fun. I think
one of my favorites. I'll say it again. Of his games.
Not being able to see the whole gameplay might not show you how tense this is, but even just playing one round, I think you can see how difficult and challenging it is to get these and how tense everything kind of feels.
Fun.
So anyway, that is our final thoughts, not rating or anything like that, but why don't you tell people how they can get in touch with us?
All right, if you're enjoying our channel, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to support what we're doing, go to patreon.com/MeepleTown. We're at Meepletown Games on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we're Board Game Geek Guild 3407.
Thanks for coming down to Meepletown.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks to our Patreon supporters for making content like this possible. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter, go to patreon.com/Meepletown. To follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, find us at Meepletown Games. Finally, to connect with us and other residents of Mapletown, you can join Guild 3407 at BoardGameGeek.com. Until next time, thanks for coming down to Mapletown.